Shake-up before Madlanga Police Commission inquiry even begins. The Justice Department suspends top officials over delays. More than 2.6 million South African households hit by break-ins in the past year. Is this the end of the battle? Zambia's former president, Edgar Lungu, will be buried in Lusaka, not South Africa.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent.
Hello, I'm Jane Dutton. Justice Minister Mameloko Kubai has suspended the department's Director General Dr. Mashabane over the delays in setting up the Police Commission of Inquiry. This follows a statement from the Commission announcing that the Commission will not begin on Monday as planned, placing the blame squarely on the department. The Commission was set up to investigate allegations made by KZN police boss Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi last month.
On Friday, as I did the report, I had immediately put the DDG responsible for ICT, Mr. Jabu Hlatshwayo, on immediate suspension, pending a full investigation and a disciplinary process. This is because of the failures and lapses on the system, and also not being able to do due diligence and ensuring that the commission starts on time.
The EFF is calling on retired Justice Mbuyiseli Madlanga to distance himself from the SAPS Commission of Inquiry, which it is called, quote, tainted. EFF national spokesperson Sinau Tambo says this is yet another deliberate ploy by the government to stifle accountability from people who've been implicated in high-level corruption within the security cluster.
We therefore urge Justice Mbuyiseli Madlanga to request that he steps aside from this disgraced and fake process, which will taint his legacy in the legal profession. It is clear that he is being used as a pawn in a process that seeks to undermine the frustrations of South Africans with crime.
The urgent legal battle between top cops Shadrach Sibia and Fani Masimola has been delayed by an application for the matter to be heard before a full bench of judges. Sibia, who is the Deputy Commissioner for Crime Prevention, approached the Pretoria High Court with an application for his reinstatement after his suspension last month. The suspension was prompted by explosive allegations made by Mkhwanazi. Patriotic Alliance leader Gayton McKenzie has hit back at claims his party is autocratic, saying he's empowering communities to choose their own leaders. Despite not having elected structures, McKenzie says candidates are selected based on input from the people. In his weekly message to his supporters, he also slammed the media, accusing it of bias against the PA. McKenzie insists the party is South Africa's fastest growing, pointing to a recent by-election in Knysna, where it lost to the ANC by just 31 votes. He says the media are trying to bring him down, but the party is on the rise.
The SAP is a dictatorship. How can this be a dictatorship if you tell us who do you want to lead in your area?
Housebreaking and theft of personal property remain at the top of the list when it comes to crimes committed in South Africa, with June and December being the peak months. This morning, Stats SA released their annual Victims of Crime report under the Governance, Public Safety and Justice Survey. An estimated 2.6 million incidents of housebreaking occurred during the 2024-25 period. Thousands of households across the country formed part of the survey, which asked South Africans to recall crimes committed over a 5-year period. Community crime fighters in Cape Town have voiced their frustrations about the terrible conditions they're working under. The Civil Secretariat of Police Service Director General Tulani Sibuyi has been in Khayelitsha meeting with local safety structures to find solutions to the rise in crime in the city. Cape Town has been gripped by deadly attacks linked to gang violence, taxi-related feuds and extortion in recent months.
I want to make an example that when there was the attack on the members of parliament in the Philippi Browns Farm area, there was a lot of noise that was made. It happened in that spot, which is a spot that was identified by the Nyanga CPF, that's a space that we need to pay attention. Meetings were called, nothing happened.
Alleged crime boss Vusimuzi Kat Matlala will spend another week behind bars after his bail bid was pushed back in the Alexandra Magistrates Court this morning. The businessman is accused of orchestrating a 2023 hit on his ex-girlfriend, socialite Tebogo Tobejane, and faces charges including attempted murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and money laundering.
The matter is postponed until the 2nd of September. Back to this court for formal bail application. he will then remain in custody, no bound.
The 4 other accused, including Matlala's wife, will return on the 7th of October when 2 related cases are expected to be centralised. Parliament's Portfolio Committee on Higher Education has written to Minister Buti Manamela to explain his reasons behind placing 3 SETAs under administration. Manamela recently appointed administrators for the sector education and training authorities on construction, services and local government. He cited governance failures, procurement irregularities and lapses in oversight as part of his reasons. But Manamela is now under pressure with some opposition parties saying he didn't follow the appropriate process and also appointed ANC-linked people as administrators.
There is a process that was supposed to have happened. We will find out in our engagement with the ministry what was that process and if it was processed properly, and if not, what will be the consequence for management, because it can't be business as usual. This is not the first time this thing is happening. It's as if now higher education and training is just about SETAs and being on media for wrong reason.
Zambia's former president, Edgar Lungu, will be buried in Lusaka, not South Africa. This comes after the Constitutional Court dismissed his family's bid to stop the repatriation of his body. Lungu died in June while receiving treatment in Johannesburg. His family wanted him buried here in South Africa, saying they don't want current Zambian President Hakainde Hichilema involved in the funeral. But the court has now backed the Zambian government's decision to bring his remains home. The IEC has registered 34 new political parties since last year's national elections, bringing the total to 472. Only 18 currently hold seats in Parliament. IEC Chief Sai Mamabolo says talks are underway with Minister Velenkosini Hlabisa to set a date for local government elections due between November 2026 and January 27. By law, municipal polls must take place within 90 days of council's terms ending.
Since the 2024 general election, the Commission has registered a total of 34 new political parties. 13 of the new political parties were registered in the period between July 2025 and today. Currently, the total number of registered political parties is 472. Of this, 287 are registered on a national level, while the balance of 185 are either registered provincially or on the district or metro level.
And France is facing a potential political crisis as Prime Minister François Bayrou risks being ousted in a confidence vote next month. He's called an emergency parliament session for September 8th to push through austerity measures, but opposition parties are vowing to block them. Nationwide protests are planned for September the 1st. In the meantime, remember to download the EWN app.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent.